Well, hello, we are out here in the garden, and while the season is pretty much wrapping up, there's one last thing I can plant. Now, it's getting pretty cool out. We are after Halloween. I am in zone 5 in southeast Iowa. You can tell it's getting cold because I got my ear flaps on my hat. If I need to, I can put down because it's getting cold. But what I'm doing is finishing up planning for my garden in 2022, the next year. And that is the big deal. We are in the fall before, and I'm planting things now that I will get next year. So if you followed my videos on planting garlic, you know I love to do it. All my garlic is planted, it's coming up. It's gonna be mulched with some leaves in a couple weeks here, but now I'm planting shallots. The onion's best friend. It has a kind of like a mild onion with a little bit of garlic flavor sometimes. You love to use it in salad dressings, you know, as fresh kind of on top of things. And what is great is it's planted a lot like garlic. We plant it in the fall because then you get better, bigger pieces next year when you're gonna harvest it. You could plant this in the spring, but you won't get near as nice of heads of shallots. So what I'm doing is I'm planting it here in the fall. What I've done to this bed is I had a few herbs here and I'm leaving the perennial ones on the end. I have quite a few rows of shallots in already. This is nice amended soil. It's my raised bed, so I put a fresh layer of some good compost in. And compost, when it's good, means it doesn't have a foul smell. It has almost a sweet smell. It is nice and crumbly. Look at that beautiful composted soil. It looks just like a rich soil, and that's what you want. So I've put that on top, and now I'm just gonna go through and plant my shallots. So shallots are planted 4 to 6 inches deep, and what I'm doing is planting them right now in my nice raised bed soil. See how light and airy that soil is? Shallots want to have a nice soil that retains moisture well, but is also gonna be able to drain well so they don't just sit in water. So I'm going through putting my shallots in, and I'm just gonna start putting them down the row, and look at these beautiful heads I'm gonna have in the spring. I love being able to plant things in the fall and know I'm gonna get them in the spring. So I'm gonna plant a few more, then we'll cover them up and we'll talk about what to do with them for the winter. You can just see the tips of these because I've pushed them right down, and now I like to cover them up with the nice soil. So to make sure they're 4 to 6 inches deep, and since I'm planting them in the fall, what I am going to do is cover them with a thick layer of mulch when I pick up my leaves and mulch them with my mower. So I'll cover them up so for winter they're gonna be really protected. But again, 4 to 6 inches deep. You can go anywhere 8 inches apart is usually kind of how I go. Kind of think how big a shallot gets that you'd buy in a grocery store and make sure to give it that plenty of room, because they're greens when they emerge, and next year when they really grow, they're gonna need that room so they don't get crowded. This is what I love about gardening in the fall. You can plant certain things like garlic, like shallots, in your garden in late fall. You don't want them really to do too much growing this year, just enough so they get a head start for next year. And then next year the work is done. You can just watch them grow, watch them flourish. They're in early for all the spring rains that you may get. And then late spring into summer, you're gonna be picking and harvesting beautiful shallots. So that's all it is to it. And I hope that means that you're inspired and excited to maybe try something new, maybe grow some shallots, because really they are more versatile than onion. You can use them anywhere. I love them. And if you're not, go check my website, wiseguy.com, where you're gonna find recipes, tips, tricks, whatever you need. And until then, I'm gonna go do some more gardening because it's still light out, so we might as well.